What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everyone who support the platform. Much love, much love. Shout out to everybody, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way in. If y'all can hear me, drop y'all ones in the chat. Drop y'all ones in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Drop y'all ones in the chat. Drop y'all ones in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Shout out to everyone. Let's see who's in the building. Let's see if you guys can hear me. Drop y'all ones if you're here. That's very much appreciated. I just want to make sure y'all can hear me clearly, no static or anything of that nature before we get into the show. Okay. Awesome. And of course, we are back right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm y'all host, DS1 Ross, of course. I appreciate all the love and the support. Make sure y'all hit that like button and share today's show. Hit that like button and share today's show. Share it on your community tabs, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, your Discord servers, anywhere that you share content. Make sure y'all share today's show. We are going to get into it. We are going to get into it today. Let's see who's in the building. Shout out to Seven Holiday. Salute. Shout out to Seven Holiday on the check-in. Shout out to my man Dion in the building. Salute. Shout out to Miss Angie. What's going on, Miss Angie? Shout out to you. Always coming through and holding down the chizat for your brother. Hey, Miss Camille. Shout out to Miss Camille in the building. Good to see you, sweetheart. Good to see you. E.T. What's good, E.T.? What's good, Melanin and Mine? What's up, Raven? Ray Stansberry on the check-in. Shout out to my comrade on the check-in. My brother, the Book of Roni. Good to see you, my brother. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to everyone that's in the cloud. Shout out to y'all that's going to be coming in the building. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button and share today's show. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button and share today's show, because today we're going to talk about this. Today, we're going to talk about this. Because, see, this week's shows has led up to today's show. Because I know a lot of y'all be wondering why black people just can't get it together. I know y'all be like, but why we can't get it together? Like, what is the problem? Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard? You know, what is it that black people are not doing? What is it we need to do? What is the real issue? And it goes back to what Umar was saying. It's a systemic issue. It's a systemic issue that has turned personal, or they have convinced us that it's a personal issue when it's systemic. And today, modern day blacks are dealing with automated / systemic self-destruction. We don't understand how the system has convinced us to hate one another. The system has convinced us to not like each other, to not know how to get along, or to not even try. You see, the system is what created the nigger. I think a lot of y'all have forgotten this. So today, We're going to go down memory lane just a little bit. Because it seems like y'all have forgotten where we've come from and where we are now. This is why a lot of us don't understand why we've gotten to this point. Because a lot of us have moved away from the truth. We've allowed all of this new age BS to cloud our perspectives on what we still dealing with here in America as Black men and Black women. This is what we've done. Joe Blast, the indoctrinated mindset, absolutely. Anarchy has become our personal algorithm. Absolutely, my brother. Absolutely. And a lot of us be wondering what's going on. It's a systemic / automated self-destruction is on autopilot. The system has found a way to give us what we want as Black people. You see? And we may get up here and say we want peace and say we want this and say we want that, but we don't show that in how we treat one another, how we operate with one another. So what we're actually telling the system is keep feeding us chaos. We don't care about what's going to actually fix the problem. Just keep giving us what we've been having and we'll figure it out. This is what Black people are doing today. This is the modern day Black mindset. We don't want solutions. We want sedatives. This is why you got Black men hooked on all of this pill ideology, because we want sedatives. We don't want solutions. We don't want to know how to fix the problem and do those things. We want shortcuts and sedatives to the problem. We want to know how to numb the problem, how to numb the pain, not get rid of it, just numb it. You know, just give me a little break. You know, just give me a little break. Just give me the illusion that I'm not in pain. This is how sick we done got as Black people. Modern day Blacks are sick in the head because we don't want solutions. We want shortcuts to the problem. We want to find a way to lessen the blow as much as possible. This is what Black people are trying to do. And we don't understand that the system is already designed for us to destroy ourselves. That's why it's so easy. That's why nowadays it's much easier to get yourself killed. It's much easier to mistakenly die. It's much easier to go to prison. Why do y'all think this is so? Because we're not focused on the constant threat of extinction. We're not focused on the unemployment rate. We're not focused on the homeless problem. We're not focused on the persistent barriers to wealth and the lack of educational support for our children. We're not focused on these things. We're not focused on bringing fathers back into the home. We're not focused on these things. When it comes to us talking about relationships, the men are never talking about being fathers and being fathers in the home. They're not talking about that. You see? We're not trying to fix the systemic issues because a lot of us, we don't know them, number one. Number two, we don't care about them because we're so focused on our personal issues. You see? And this is what the system has convinced Black people to do, to be individuals. When most of your individual problems that you think are individual problems aren't individual problems. They're systemic problems. You're not the only Black man that has trouble finding a decent job in your area. You're not the only Black man. It's not only 10 of y'all, it's not only 100 of y'all, it's thousands of y'all. And this is going on in the majority of states going across America. Black men going to prison is not an individual problem. The high incarceration rates of Black men is not a personal problem. It's not. Because where do you think those Black men went when the system got Black men out of the household back in the 70s? Where the fuck y'all think those men went? Where do y'all think most of them men went? They went to prison. They went to prison. This is not a person. These things are not personal. But this is what they've convinced Black people to think. This is why Black people think they have no power. Of course, personally, you can't combat a system. Come on. Come on now. Now, I know some of y'all gonna have the argument, but DS1, those guys made bad choices. Yes, but they made those choices under what conditions in the environment? And who created those conditions for Black men and Black women in the environment? We didn't. We didn't. We perpetuate the issue. We didn't create it. We perpetuate it. You see? We didn't create it. We perpetuate it. You see that? So we have to stop. We have to stop when Black men are talking, we have to stop this. We have to stop coming from this individualism standpoint. It's not about individualism. This individualistic mindset is where Black men go wrong, because that's where you have no power. That's where you have no power in the environment. You have power in your own life. Yes, you do. But you don't have any power to change nothing for you or for your people. You have no power when you're thinking on an individual level. Because individually, we worried about what? Trying to survive. And the reason why individually Black people are always worried about trying to survive is because collectively we have no power. You see, collectively, other groups are not in survival mode because they worked collectively to get things done for their people in society, in the environment. You see, this is the conversation. This is how Black men need to be speaking to one another. Not sitting around talking about, but she keep fucking Pookie. You see? When, if you understand, that Pookie and Ray Ray was made out of poverty. Pookie and Ray Ray are just archetypes of black men who were created out of poverty, who were created in the ghetto. That's all that is. We need to get off that as black men. You see? Shout out to everybody in the building too. What's good, Brother Rob? Shout out to Brother Rob in the building. Never hungry again. Salute. Y'all hit that like button. See, this is the conversation black men don't want to have. Look. Just look. Pay attention. This is the conversation black men don't want to have. This is what black people don't want to talk about. As long as we talk about coochie and penis, we all ears. This is how they're able to have our destruction on autopilot. They don't even have to sit back and watch. They already know. This is why you have what you have in the environment. Because according to black people, they're good with what they have. They don't want any more. We don't want no more. What else do black people want? After you get fly, after you get high, after you have sex, what else do most black people want? See, y'all don't like having real conversations. Fierce soul in the building. Salute, my brother. See, we're gonna have real conversations. See, y'all like talking all of this thinking black man shit, but y'all not thinking about nothing. After you go to the mall, go eat some fast food, have sex, what else the fuck you want out of life? As a black person, as a modern day black person, what do you really want after that? Because y'all do know most black people consider that a peaceful life. I could go buy what I want. I could shop when I want. I could eat what I want, and I could fuck. I'm good. I'm in paradise. I'm in paradise. What else? What else? Oh yeah, the new whip is included. That's included. That's that's understood. The whip in the house, that's understood. But what else? What else do most black people want? Huh? Do black people really want their children to be in a decent school? Do we really care about educational support for our children? Do we really care? Yep, I said get high. I said that, bro. Shout out to E-Ball. What else do we want? Huh? What else? What else? See, y'all having trouble naming anything else. Y'all don't see the problem. Y'all see the problem. Y'all don't see. So y'all really don't care about the unemployment rate. Y'all really don't care about the homeless problem. Y'all don't care about this shit because as long as it's not you, as long as it's not you, do you know you are thinking the exact way they want you to think? This is what Umar was trying to explain to them, to those guys. And I'm telling y'all this, I'm talking to all of y'all. This is how they want black people to think. So you don't help your people. I hope y'all understand this. This is what they want from us. This is how they want us to think. They want you to think that the high incarceration rates is not a systemic problem. The lack of black male agency is not a systemic problem. This is what they want y'all to think. The fatherless homes, the joblessness, the poor health conditions. They want us to think this is all a personal thing. No, it's systemic. It's systemic. This is why our self-destruction is on autopilot. Because all of the areas that we need to be focused on, that we are behind the bar, we're like so far under everyone else. They glorify this stuff on the computer every day. Every day they glorify it. Every day they glorify the lack of black male agency right here on YouTube every day. Right here on YouTube. You see the lack of black male agency. You see black men fighting, arguing, threatening each other every day. The lack of black male agency is right here. They give it to us every day, and they call it content every day. The poor health conditions. How many YouTubers we done heard passed away from poor health conditions? And some of these YouTubers sat around and talk shit, called other people unhealthy, called other people Big Shirley. But then you drop dead from poor health conditions. You see what I'm talking about? The fatherlessness issue. How many black men here right here on YouTube having problems being a father? Need resources, need help. Right here on YouTube. This shit is being played out right in front of us, and we don't even see it. The fatherless issue. That's why you got dudes coming on here with getting internet daddies. Because it's a fatherlessness issue. Most of you men who attack other men, it's really because you have a father issue. You have a father issue. That's why you attack other men. That's why you can't get along with other men, because you haven't been raised by no men. You haven't been taught anything by men. This is a fatherless issue. Why you think black men can't come together and agree on nothing? Because they've never been around men, civilized men, who they saw execute, make decisions and execute them around them. A lot of black men haven't saw this. A lot of black men haven't saw their fathers and uncles do certain things in a civil way. Never saw them sit down and talk to another man. Never saw them conduct no meetings. None of that stuff. That's a fatherless issue. But we want to keep talking about the single mother problem. Oh, these single mothers, all these boys were, yeah. If all these men were raised by single mothers, then that means what? There's a fatherless issue. Silly niggas. Stop talking about the problem. Stop talking about the result and talk about the problem. Because these boys being raised by single mothers is the result of a problem, nigga. And that problem is you not being there. That's the problem. That's the problem. The problem is the fatherless home. That's the issue. The issue is not the single mother. The single mother is a result of the issue. I need you niggas to understand this. Stop running around here spinning narratives. Because when y'all do this, y'all are creating more and more issues. The single mother household is not the issue. Because a single mother household means what? There's no father there. See, that's the problem. The fatherless home. That's the problem. Because the fatherless home creates the single mother-led home. You see that? You see that? Because in order for her to be a single mother, the father had to leave. You niggas don't get that? Why is that so hard to understand? Why is it so hard for you to get? I didn't say she a single mother because y'all broke up. See, because you could break up with your woman. That don't mean you got to leave the kid. That don't mean you got to abandon the child. You see that? So she's not a single mother now because y'all not together. She a single mother when you decide to pull back from raising the child. And she got to do all of that on her own. You see that? So this is a fatherless home issue. That's the issue. What's up, baby girl Wendy? What's going on? That's the issue. That's the issue. The reason why the boy grows up effeminate because of the fatherless issue. You see? The single mother epidemic stems from a fatherless home issue. We have to understand this. You see? Joe Blast says, I was raised without a father, and it's been the battle from hell, especially once I started realizing something was wrong inside of me. It's a daily struggle, but I'm working on it. Shout out to Joe Blast, man. Salute, my brother. And I'm glad you're working on it, bro, and understand you always could come here and reach out. You know what I'm saying, bro? You know you could always come here and reach out, my brother. But I'm glad you realize that it's an internal battle for you. And it's because you grew up without a dad. It's a fatherless issue. It's a fatherless issue. What's up, L'Oreal? Christopher Brown, salute. Can't agree with this message at all. No problem. Have a good day. You see? You see? Now, Umar also said in that debate that black boys can't read on a 4th grade level. Who problem is that? Y'all want to blame the same single mothers, right? who have to go to work, who have to cook, who got to clean, who got to do all of this. And she still got to make sure her children's grades stay up to par too. So none of this is ever men's fault. Whatever happens to children, it's never men's fault, even though it's because of us that the children are fucking born. You do know we put the seed in the woman. You do know that, right? You do know we impregnate women, right? So when is it ever our responsibility to make sure that we cultivate what we put in that woman? When? Because I'm hearing niggas acting like it's never our responsibility. I'm hearing modern day black men act as if they've done nothing wrong. This is mind-blowing. So you're not responsible to how your child come out, whether you stay with the mother or not. You're not responsible. This is what you're saying? This is what black men are saying today. This is weak. See, I don't care if y'all don't like it. It's weak shit. It's weak. You're not going to sit here and tell me that you're not responsible for how your children grow up because you and the mother not together no more. That's bullshit. Because then what you telling a man like me is once you stop being able to get some coochie, you don't want to be a father no more. You only signed up to be a father because it was some coochie on deck. And that now you don't have no access to that coochie, you gonna throw everybody away, even the kids. You see? So maybe the lack of educational support is coming from the fatherless home. You see? Because if being a single mother is an issue, which has turned into an issue as a result of another issue, which is the fatherless home, and this single mother got to work 2-3 jobs, and she got to make sure that boy did his homework too, and she coming home at 10 o'clock at night, she got to go pick him up from after school, didn't make sure she come home and cook. So she got to do all of this on her own, right? Where the fuck are you at? What the fuck are you doing? Oh, you just living your life. You just living your life. Oh no, my bad. You're paying child support, and you think because you're paying child support that your child support money is supposed to make sure everything with your child is covered. No, child support, motherfucker, is financial support. That's what that money is for. You paying child support does not say that your child is supposed to be reading on their school level, nigga. See, I'm sick of you niggas. Y'all make excuses for not being fathers. You think, oh, well, I pay child support. My child should be okay. Also, because you pay child support, he's supposed to be reading on the right reading level. Nigga, what? Also, because he wear Jordans to school, his mama, who work all the goddamn time, while you just worry about your life and don't even care about what go on in that household, even though your kid is in there, you're not even focused on your child education because you think paying child support trumps that. You think it's all inclusive. Well, I pay child support, so why I gotta make sure he did his homework? What? What, nigga? Oh, 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 so you don't care about your child's education. Hmm? Huh? Shout out to Joe Blast. He said respect. Salute, my brother. I appreciate the super chat. Free my grandma in the building. ET says we got to stop playing the blame game and see how we contribute to our issues. That's a part of the healing process. Absolutely. I'm learning that now with personal things I'm going through. Absolutely, ET. Shout out to ET. NICU grad. What's up, NICU grad? Most of America reads at an 8th grade level. So if America has a problem, NICU grad, when America has a cold, what do Black America has, NICU grad? I know you know. I just want you to say it. If America has a cold, what do Black America have? What does Black America have? When America got a goddamn cold. Raven says, I work with so many of our children who can't read, write, not comprehend at the levels they should be. It pales in comparison to the children who come from wholesome homes with involved parents. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because they're able to be developed. Free my grandma says COVID. Exactly. COVID. I was expecting somebody to say the flu. COVID. Black America has a consumption, aka TB. Come on now. NICU grad says, all I would say is my god friend had stepkids that read at a 4th grade level as high school freshmen. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. And with that being said, what is the comprehension level that you need to be on social media? 3rd grade, 4th grade. And where's most Black teens at? Where do most Black teens spend their time at? Right here. Looking at some more niggas who lost in the sauce. So we dealing with poor educational support. These are all systemic issues I'm running down. We have poor educational support also, not just due to the fatherless home, which is a systemic issue, but also due to persistent barriers to wealth, which is another systemic problem. Because your school district is based on what the community that you live in or the county that you live in. You see? So the schooling is based on the environment that you live in and how much money, the resources that's there. You see? Why do you think the Black Panthers instituted educational programs in low-income neighborhoods? Because the schooling was already bad. They didn't have books. They didn't have a lot of resources. So this is why programs were instituted. Free lunch was instituted, which of course they took the idea from us and instituted into their, institutions. But why do you think we created that? Why do you think we created that? Afia says, part of the issue is children are behind when they enter kindergarten. The students are not being introduced to reading, writing, and math before school. So they start below grade level. Good point. That actually ties into what Raven just said. Studies have shown that a fetus can be grown from period. Oh, come on with that, man. Don't come in here with that. We don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear parthenogenesis. We don't want to hear that foolishness. All right. If you want to have a baby without a man, go ahead. I wish you luck. Okay. Your education level depends a lot on your location in the country. Absolutely. Demographics. Absolutely. What's up, peace, love? I use the open enrollment system in the school to put my kids in the upper income school district. You knew how to do it too. You were NICU grad, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing because it gives you. It's always great to have educational resources, or excuse me, to have education as one of your resources because it gives you other resources in society, in the environment. You see, but the persistent barriers to wealth, this systemic issue, also is the reason why our children are in poor school districts. See, if you only can afford to live in low income areas, your children are going to go to schools with less resources, right? It's going to be more students in the class because it's less resources. So they have to use as much space as possible. So this is why you have crowded classrooms, because they don't got enough space. Because space equals money. So they gotta pack as much people in there as possible. Right? And then they're going to get the minimal qualifications for the teachers. Y'all not gonna get the teachers that are gonna go the extra mile because they know what school district they working in. They know what type of students they teaching. So a lot of your teachers, if you grew up in the hood, this is why your teachers, you felt like your teachers never cared, but you always had those couple who did. That is because they understood the socioeconomic problem. They understood that, damn, it's not this little black boy problem. It's not this little black girl problem. It's a systemic issue. You see? So this is why your children are not being taught on a certain level, because of the systemic issue of the persistent barriers to wealth. See? Another part of persistent barriers to wealth is redlining. Not being able to get certain loans from banks and stuff like that. All of that stuff contributes to poor educational support. It also caters to poor health conditions because also in low income neighborhoods, you have food deserts. You can't find healthy food. So that's going to lead to poor health conditions. But we don't see this shit. You know what they do now? They glorified the crab boil. Now, in order to be fly, you got to go eat the crab boil. This is what they're doing. They've always made eating unhealthy cool, because what they do is they make it look like you're balling as black folk if you eat this stuff. You're balling. You're not broke because you could do this when you should be doing this for a whole nother reason. not to show somebody you not broke. You shouldn't be bragging about eating healthy. You see what I mean by automated self-destruction? You got people bragging about eating healthy. Why is that a flex amongst black people? Oh, I eat salmon. What the truck? Salute, bro. Salute, man. Hope all is well with you. Fierce Soul says, I'll never forget that one teacher. Neither will I. Neither will I. And that's true, Raven. That is why a lot of them leave. Or a lot of them get fired as well. A lot of them get fired. We just don't never know. We just don't see them no more. But why is this stuff a flex? I eat healthy. Oh, I eat this. Why is that a flex? Why? Because the self-destruction is on autopilot. We have been traumatized so much that we even flex. When we're doing something healthy and positive, black people got to flex about it. Because we're so used to being negative and doing wrong and doing what's unhealthy that we flex when we do something healthy. Oh, my kids got bonds. They supposed to. What are you talking about? Why are you flexing because your children got life insurance policies? Are you fucking serious? You're flexing because you got life insurance policies? You're flexing because you got your child a business? Why are you flexing about this? Why is that a flex? See, we're going to talk about this on Sunday. The dysfunctional flex. Because we so used to destroying one another. We so used to putting one another down. Soon as we get $2 over lunch money, it's fuck everybody else, and everybody else is broke. You don't even know you're destroying yourself. You don't even know that when you get blessed with the life of abundance, that you're supposed to show gratitude. And showing gratitude is through your attitude. So if you're walking around here with a stink ass attitude and always flexing and talking shit, you're not really grateful for what God blessed you with, which is an abundant life. So you can eat healthy. So you can be able to leave something for your children's children. You see that? You want to go around and destroy other black people with your blessing. See how you see how bugged out we done got? Modern day black people. This is because this is what the system tells us to do. The system tells you to shit on another black person because they're in peril and you're not. Because the system tells you to laugh at other black people. Laugh at the slave when he getting his ass beat. That's what this shit tells you to do. It tells you to do that. It tells you to think you better than the next black person. It tells you this. The system tells you. The system tells you as long as you not living in the projects, you better than every motherfucker that live in there. That's what the system tells black people. Which keeps the majority of black people in the projects. When if you don't know, some of the greatest minds is in the projects. Some of the greatest black people you know came out of what? Poverty. Came out of the project buildings. But then what do we do? What do we do? We forget because the system tells us, fuck them. That's what the system tells you. Brother Love, salute, bro. Right, it's a flex when it should be normal. Absolutely. What's good, Mark? Shout out to Mark Miller in the building. Free My Grandma says teachers, bus drivers, or anything that's dealing with kids nowadays, it's a very dangerous occupation. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the reason why it's a very dangerous occupation is because of the fatherless home, the fatherless community, the fatherless black community. That is why it's dangerous, bro. That is why people are scared, because there are no men there to combat this stuff. And then you got most black men that are saying, oh man, I ain't dealing with that. I ain't dealing with that. I ain't dealing with that. You know? You know? Using your blessing to cause curses in other lives. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's all about order. It's all about order. See, these children they're not used to seeing men who actually care enough to stick around. This is why it's dangerous. This is why it's dangerous. Mark says, wait, I'm a bus driver. What are y'all saying? We not we not shitting on bus drivers, Mark. Free My Grandma says that it's dangerous. You know that's a dangerous job now, Mark. That's all it is. You know, we not shitting on bus drivers, bro. We not doing that over here. We just, Free My Grandma made the point of being a bus driver is dangerous. And it's dangerous. It's dangerous because of the children that's on them buses. A lot of them are coming from fatherless homes, man. Or families who are predominantly women. Yeah, it's going down on those buses, man. It's going down on those buses. And it's because we don't see another problem that you're discussing right now, Free My Grandma, is something that us as black people, black men in particular, are not focused on: the constant threat of extinction. You know why these young boys are going to jail at a rapid rate? They're being killed at a rapid rate because they don't understand the constant threat of extinction. They don't understand that. They don't understand that these police are riding around waiting to kill and jail you and all of your friends. See, men have to come back and explain that to these young boys and break it down to them and show them the proof. And show them the proof and give them history of this happening to black men generation after generation after generation, to show them you're a part of this same shit. And the only way it'll change is if y'all stop it. Y'all don't fall for it. See, the men have to do this, not the single mother. The single mother can't convince that young boy to stop shooting with his homeboys outside. The single mother can't do that. She can't convince that young boy to put that gun down. Oh, but since she can't do it, then you think you can't? Who are you, his auntie? Who are you, his godmother? Nigga, you a man. So you can't go and talk to no other man. You don't think you could get through to another man unless you know him. Bro, like that that boggles my mind. That boggles my mind. I don't get it. Fear Soul says, now we can't stun on the bus drivers, especially the one from Cleveland. You going to jail now. Or how about the bus driver in Charlotte that just had to protect himself from that young black man who tried to who shot him on a bus, and he shot that young boy. Shout out to the OG Mace on the check-in. Salute. That constant threat of extinction. That constant threat of extinction, man. That black man was bringing his gun to work because of the constant threat of extinction. Now, when we say the constant threat of extinction, we're talking about the police. But why, when I say this, the first thing that come to most black men's mind is another black man, is the gangs, is the clique down the street. Why is that the first thing that come to our mind as black men? When the constant threat of extinction deals with systematic extinction, meaning the police could pull up in your life just because they want to see your license. They could lock you up for nothing and ruin your professional career, ruin your professional life. The constant threat of extinction. This is what I'm talking about. But the first thing come to our heads is the next black man. That proves today's show. That the self-destruction is on autopilot. It's automated. We don't even think about the system no more when we bring up certain shit. We think of each other. We think of the next black man. When we think about black men being exterminated, we think of them niggas down the street. We think about the nigga next door who keep looking at you every time you walk out your goddamn apartment. Yeah, this is a problem. When guess what, black man? If you kill that nigga next door or he kill you, guess who wins? The system, nigga. That's who wins, dummy. That's who wins. Do you know that the algorithms are set for beef, for black chaos, for black drama? This is why they run the numbers up on those streams. So that will give you the incentive to keep it up. So when it happens in the environment, you don't even know how it happened. See, when you kill your next door neighbor, he dies. So that's one black man done, one win for the system. Then you go to jail for the rest of your life. That's two black men gone. That's a win for the system, nigga. That's a win for the system. You see that? The constant threat of extinction. Throw them niggas in jail or throw them in the graveyard. The system wins. When you hate me, when you want to hurt me, the system wins, nigga. Not you. Oh, we up on the scoreboard. So what happens when the feds come and you get 100 years? Your scoreboard still matter? Do it matter how many niggas you killed when you get 100 years? Do it matter? Is it gonna matter how many bodies you caught when you got 100 years? Does it even matter? No. No. Nope. See that? Automated / systemic self-destruction. Some of y'all women be wondering why y'all always walking around. Y'all be wondering why, not even the women, the guys. Some of you guys be wondering why a lot of these women be walking around with attitudes. They be walking around with attitudes because the shit that they watch all day. They sit around and watch hyper emotional shit. See, that's why you see the videos that you see. Dudes getting killed over parking spots and gas pumps, chicks fighting out in the street over nothing. It's all because what we interacting with. We think this is not so. We think it's a personal thing when it's systemic. Black Man's Heart Podcast, salute my brother. You see? Free My Grandma says, DS1, how do we save the youth that has been raised in chaos? You have to provide them order. See, because if they was raised in chaos, Free My Grandma, that means that they never had order. They don't know what order is. They don't know what order looks like. So we have to provide them with programs that will teach order and discipline and structure. Is it gonna be hard? Hell yeah, it's gonna be hard. But whoever said being a man was easy? See, this is the problem with modern day black men. We looking for shit to be easy. We want to be leaders, but we want leadership to be easy. Oh, well, why I gotta do that? Motherfucker, you said you the leader. That's why. You said you the leader, right? So whoever said that was one of my father's number one things. Son, you a man, boy, and you a black man. You better understand that being a man will never be easy. So stop whining about it not being easy. Because I'm here to tell, my father told me this as a teenager. I'm going to tell you this now, boy. It's only going to get harder. Nigga, you a man. Whoever said being a man was easy, son? Whoever said that? See, the modern day black man wants shit to be easy, just like the modern day black woman want things to be easy. But see, we got to understand, as both black men and black women, nothing will never be easy for us because we're in America. We're in a world that's ran by white supremacy. This shit is never going to be easy for us. That's why we're supposed to work together. That's why we're supposed to understand that we have to heal before we build, because we're our own agency. We're our own motherfucking agency. We are in the world, not of it. We just operating in this motherfucker. See, this is what black men and black women got to get back to. Understanding the basics. Because we done got caught up in all this social media stuff and all of this computer shit that we done forgot what we really interfacing with. We done forgot it. Now we sitting here doing this. When the system is the reason why we doing this. The system got us doing this to one another. You see? This is why we got to change what we value. You see? We don't value the money. We value the things that we accomplish with the money. You see? We got to change our trajectory. This is when relationships will change. When the black man's trajectory on money and him being a man changes, and when black women change their trajectory on what it is to be a woman and how she could be a woman to a man. See, because if you only look at yourself as a sexual object, You're going to always look for something in return on your investment, which is money. So every time you have sex, you're going to look for money. Because that is the apex of what you think being a woman is. Your femininity is all wrapped up in your coochie. Just like a man's masculinity is in his wallet. This is why he go around searching to buy some cooch. See, we got to change our trajectory. You see? We shouldn't be making money to flex. We make money to make our lives and the people around our lives easier. So we can operate and move within the system easier. That's what this shit is about. This is what Black people need to learn to understand. That's what this shit is about. It's not to say, "Ooh, look at me. Oh, look what I got. Oh, I'm better than you. Oh, I'm smarter than you." That's not what none of this stuff is about. But we've been traumatized by the system so much that that's a normal reaction. What, nigga? I just picked up 80,000. And you gonna do what with it? Are you gonna help other people? If you gonna do that, then you helping other people is what mattered, not the money. You see? No. It's what you did with the money that mattered, not the fact that you went and got it. It's what you did with it. This is what we got to focus on as Black men. It's not that you went and got no money, it's what you did with it, nigga. How did it help? See? Did the money work for you? Did it work for you and your people? It ain't the fact that you just went and got it. See, this is what we got shit all fucked up in our head because the system taught us to be this way. See? The system didn't teach everybody to be the same. The system taught Black people how to stay niggas. That's why it's called the American nigger factory. The system created niggas. Black people didn't create niggas. The nigger was created through the system. That's who created the nigger, the system. The American nigger factory. You got on a $40,000 watch, but you don't got a $40,000 life insurance policy, but you got a $40,000 watch on. Do you have a $100,000 life insurance policy? Do you live in a $100,000 house, but you drive a $100,000 vehicle? You see? You see this? Self-destruction. You driving a $100,000 car, you doing all this. This is why when you die, niggas gonna have to sell t-shirts and fish plates. But you went around flexing on everybody and doing all of this extra shit when you're nothing but a slave to the system. And every time we get up here and we do all this goofy shit to each other, we just proving to the system how much of slaves that we are. And how far we have not come. Why you niggas like to get up here, oh, Black people came far. Why? Because we wear Louis? Why? Because we're the biggest consumers of everything? That's how we came far? No, it looked like we're regressing. It looked like we're regressing. These past few years, we're regressing as Black people. Shout out to my man GQ in the building. He said, I'm in late. I'm going to catch the playback. Respect, DS1. Shout out to my man GQ. I appreciate the super chat too. Free My Grandma says, I'm in St. Louis, Missouri. The only knowledge and empowerment these kids want to hear is drill music. Exactly. That's because St. Louis is poor. St. Louis is poor. That's why. And wherever something is poverty stricken, you're going to have violence. Shout out to St. Louis, though. It actually took me to go to prison to realize I was working for the devil. Damn. Shout out to my man Free My Grandma for that one. Yeah. What's good, Tafari? Tafari James? Floyd Mayweather, prime example. Absolutely. What's good, Bob? Shout out to my man Bob in the building. William Mason on the check-in. Salute, bro. Mark says, DS1, salute Dale Jones, the American Nigger Factory. Absolutely. Has two components, the educational institution and its mass communication system. Exactly, which we're on right now. Mark, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. This is mass communication, social media, mass communication, media, news, television, newspapers, magazines. Absolutely. Dale Jones, rest in peace to the brother Dale Jones. The American Nigger Factory. That's who made the nigger. Nigger was made by the system. Understand this. So when we get up here and try to talk like we're not niggers, but then we still behave and treat each other as such, just know you a nigger. Just know you are operating within the systematic self-destruction. Understand that. And it's not to shit on you, it's to put you on notice. You see? It's not to shit on you, it's to let you know what you're doing. It's to let you know what you're doing. What's up, Nisa? Good to see you. That's all it is. It's to let you know. It's to let you know that you are part of your own demise. Okay? You are part of your own demise. And you know why? Because you don't understand, right? How everything is about subversion. It's no more, it's not direct anymore. It's subversive. So they got you to subvert your values first. They got you to subvert your values. They got you to start questioning God. They got you to subvert your spiritual values first. This is what they did to black people. Why you think they ran us out of church? They ran us away from God. They subverted us. They subverted our values first. What's the first value? Spiritual. So if they can change your belief in God, they can fuck with your integrity. They can fuck with your dignity. They can fuck with your morality, your principles. This is spiritual value. This is why it's nothing for black people to do trifling shit to one another, because we have subverted or have had our spiritual values subverted. This is why we could be so trifling and devilish to one another. Because we don't give a fuck. Ain't that one of black people's favorite words? I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care. So what? I don't care. We love saying that, right, black people? We don't care. We don't give a fuck. Yep. Yep. I know you don't give a fuck. That's why you don't care if I die. You don't care if my mama die. None of that shit. You don't give a fuck. Because you have no spiritual value. God ain't nowhere near your life. Matter of fact, excuse me, the God that's near your life is the devil. See, a lot of y'all like to say, oh, God is in my, yeah, the God that's in your life is the devil. Because you walk around with a poor attitude, but you claim you blessed. Then why your attitude stink? Since you so blessed, why you got a fucked up attitude, but you blessed? Yeah, you're blessed by the devil. Because the devil blesses people too. See that? See, this is where the self-destruction begins. At the root, spiritually. That's where it starts. And then it turns into a health issue. Mental health. Why do you think there's a mental health epidemic in the Black community? Because Black people have moved away from spirituality. We moved away from having principles, having morals. We moved away from that. We moved away from having integrity, standing on not doing certain shit. Well, we only live once, so why don't you try it? What? See, we moved away from what was correct. See that? This is why we have a mental health issue. Because we have a spiritual issue. No morals, no integrity, no code. Now you got a mental health problem. Now you don't know how to think correctly. Now you don't know how to channel your feelings. Because you're not spiritually right. You're not morally correct. You don't have no integrity. You don't have no dignity. Then those issues bleed over into family issues. Because now you got a bunch of spiritually dead, mentally crazy people procreating with one another and starting families. Which create what? Family resentment, fights at the family reunions, family secrets, generational curses. Y'all think this shit is a game, though? Y'all think this is a game? Lindy, what's up, Lindy? Hey, Khadijah, what's going on with you? Shout out to you from work. Mark Milliner says, DS1 Raw, so true. Until Black people get in front of white people, then they'll get some sense all of a sudden. It seems like that happens. It seems like that happens, Mark. It seems like all of our sense come back when we get in front of white folks for some reason. That's true. Nisa says, positive network is essential for your well-being. Absolutely, Nisa. KG111, salute. He said exactly. The devil always says what you want to hear, never what you need to hear. Absolutely. Absolutely. William Mason says, yep, no one wants to talk about the idols and gods in life. If you devote your time, life, money into someone or something other than God himself, you are committed to idolatry. Facts. Mississippi Soldier, salute. Hey, what's up, Letitia? Thank you. Thank you. I'm definitely going to keep it up. Definitely going to keep it up, Letitia. I appreciate your support. But I'm not going to keep y'all too much longer, man. I just wanted to come to y'all with that on Friday. I know we're going to have some fun later on. We're going to enjoy ourselves. Y'all make sure y'all go over and support my man Auntie over there at the Purge later on. Shout out to Auntie. Shout out to the team over there. Y'all gonna be over there having fun today. So, I just wanted to come in and give us some information before we go off and have fun for the day. Because we're gonna have fun this weekend. So y'all know what it is, man. Shout out to everyone. Trapped in the material world. Yep. Khadijah says, I'm gonna be at Essence Fest next week, and then I'm off work for the whole month. A much needed break. Absolutely. Shout out to you, Khadijah. Yeah, you always working. Girl. If you not working, you at school. And you done finished school, so shout out to you. Keep doing your thing, Khadijah. Keep doing your thing. Mississippi Soldier says, you would think being in the military and a U.S. Marine, our youth would actually adjust to more respectable standards and morals, but the issues are so deep the youth hardly wants to conform. That's a good point, Mississippi Soldier. That's a good point. But let's just be honest, Mississippi Soldier. A lot of our black uh military guys, they're not really out on the forefront promoting a lot of things. A lot of those guys are behind the scenes just chilling, living off their benefits and just traveling and living. A lot of them guys are not, a lot of them, when they come back home and stuff, a lot of them don't really get back in the community and do much. Let's just be real. I'm talking about the black ones. And we talking about modern day. We're not talking about back in the day, because back in the day, a lot of those black soldiers came home and they started shit. We talking about the modern day ones. They come back from war and all that shit. They just want to chill, man. They want to find them a little job or something, and just chill and get their benefits. They not in the community like that, bro. So what you saying is true, but if the boys are not seeing it, just because they heard you went to the military, it's not gonna propel them to do something. They have to see it. They have to feel it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Mark. You have a great weekend too, my brother. Damn, you be back in school. You're not done yet. God damn, Khadijah. Thank you, Miss Angie, as always. That's how I be, nicer. That's how I be. Khadijah says we off the Mardi Gras next. I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be ready, Khadijah. Letitia says, yes, you are talking about the yeah. That's what I'm talking about, Letitia. Definitely. I can't wait till you become a doctor, Khadijah. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm proud of you too. I'm proud of you too. But keep doing your thing, man. Shout out to everyone. I appreciate y'all for tuning into today's show. Shout out to everyone for coming through. Shout out to everyone that has stayed. As I said, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit the share button. If y'all enjoyed today's show, the Cash App is going across the screen, as well as the PayPal and the Venmo. Anyone who has financially supported the show, it's very much appreciated. Most importantly, I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate y'all being here. So do me a favor. If you forgot, hit that like button. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I drop some new content right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Get down in the comment section. Let me know what you think of today's show. Let me know what you think of today's show. Let me know if we should have more conversations such as this one today. You silly, Khadijah. You silly. Thank you, Nicer. I'm definitely going to keep it up. But I appreciate everyone for tuning into today's show. Shout out to all the visionaries. Shout out to all the visionaries. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Like I said, y'all make sure y'all go support The Purge over there on Auntie's, man. Shout out to Auntie. Y'all go over there, have fun for the weekend. Shout out to y'all for stopping through, showing love, showing y'all support. Like I said, don't forget, get down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. We might be back Sunday with another show, or I might just bring y'all a pre-record. But y'all stay tuned. Y'all stay tuned. So make sure y'all hit those bells. Hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I drop some new content right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Love, love. Shout out to London. Shout out to London in the building. Salute, 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 salute. Shout out to everyone for tuning into today's show once again. DS1 Ross, Sheep Stay Sleep TV, and I'm gonna catch y'all later, man. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Peace.